Give me two more. Hi friends, I am Natalia at Mom's Dish. We are making Philly cheesesteak stuffed peppers. Today we are not using a bun. It's gonna be filled with protein, beef, and lots of cheese. It's gonna be so cheesy, so good. You're gonna just love this recipe. Let's make it. I am starting by chopping up some mushrooms. We have about a pound here. We just need to slice it up into thin pieces. We're gonna brown it nicely, so you want to have even pieces. If you don't like mushrooms, just skip on this. I have friends that don't like them. You know what I mean? I'm not judging, but I think they add nice flavor. The mushrooms are all pre-sliced. I'm gonna set them aside, and now we need to slice up our beef. I am using flank today. We're gonna cut it against the grain. I have it slightly frozen to cut it very thinly. Makes it much easier if you pre-freeze your beef. You can use ribeye, you can use, I think between ribeye and flank is two of my favorite cuts for this recipe specifically. One of the things that you do have to do is cut it up into very thin pieces so it's not chewy. When you bake it, it's like easy to bite. So I'm cutting it pretty thinly. Like you can see that it's slightly on the thin side. Sometimes you can buy shredded beef. You can use that too. The stores sell it like pre-shredded. Sometimes you get those, I don't know if you have seen it, but Costco sells like carne asada, very, very thin ribeyes. Those would be great. You can get them pre-sliced and just slice them into smaller, like bite-sized pieces after that. That makes it easier. But for me, it's just typically flank and sliced into thin pieces, slightly frozen. Like I said, makes it so much easier for cutting. As far as the measurements go, we will list them all down below like we usually do in every video, but I am using about a pound of beef. Depending on the size of the bell pepper, sometimes you need more or less. And if you have extra filling, you have a little bit of snacking on the side, but this is what we're using today. We also need an onion for this recipe. I am using an onion that's on the larger side, and I cut it into half rings. So just peeling this off, and I'm gonna cut it into rings and then slice them into half rings. On the thinner side so they cook nicely and evenly. You're not getting this giant chunks of onion in your bites. They're gonna be perfectly smooth little bites. We have our onions pre-chopped. We're gonna set them aside, and now we're gonna clean the bell peppers. This recipe has quite a few steps for prep, but the rest is just easy. So I'm cutting my bell peppers in half and cutting it through. I am gonna remove the seeded part, so I'm just gonna cut it out like this. If I can hold it and cut it at the same time. Just cut it along lines like this, actually. And then I just rip it out and dump it into our sink area. Get rid of all the extra seeds and scoop out as much as possible the extra seeded area. Just like this, and I'm just gonna place it in a baking sheet or baking pan. Okay, placing my second one in there, and for the baking pan, I am using my stove large pan. I think this is 11-inch. It's one of my favorites. I use it for a lot of our recipes, and actually, if you don't have this pan, you need it, and I will link to it in our description because I think everybody needs this pan. Our bell peppers are all set up to be baked, but we need to fill them first. I am gonna mention that I am using 3 large bell peppers. If you want to use colorful ones, that's fine. I prefer the green one for this recipe. It doesn't have too much of the sweetness. It's hard to describe, but this is what you need. You need a green bell pepper. We're gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna cook everything. Okay, we have our pan preheated. We're adding a little bit of oil, and we're gonna brown all the veggies first. So we're starting with mushrooms. I'm gonna start with them, and then I'm gonna add onions. You want it to sizzle nicely. You need a very large pan. I think mine is 12 inches, but the bigger the better because they're not gonna be too crowded and they'll cook way quicker. Our mushrooms are light and golden. We're gonna add some onions that we pre-chopped. You're gonna toss it together, and we're just gonna brown the onions as well, all together with the mushrooms until they look like nicely caramelized. Okay, we're gonna set them aside. And then in a SAM pan, my pan kind of looks scary, but it cleans up really nicely, so don't worry about that. But in the same pan, I am gonna brown the beef that we have pre-sliced. We are gonna dump in this beef that's been pre-sliced into a hot sizzling pan, and we're gonna brown this. Just spread it out so it's not too crowded. That's why you need a big pan for this. But I'm gonna just mix it up as it cooks. The reason I am using the same pan because all the flavors from the onion and the mushroom has been like soaking into the pan, and now look how it cleans things up. The pan is getting cleared up by the beef, and the beef is getting that flavor on the inside. It's just like a little trick in cooking that makes things so much better. Once the beef gets this nice golden color, we're gonna dump all those veggies back to the mix. And we're just gonna toss them together. Like this. Oh, the color looks so good. I love it. And now we're gonna season with some salt and pepper. And I just do this to taste. Everybody kind of uses different kind of salt. So just like do it to your preference. Let's add some pepper. And we're just gonna toss it together again. Smells so good. This looks good. We're gonna set this warming or this cooktop aside. Now we're gonna stuff our peppers. I am not steaming them. We're just using fresh bell peppers. Sometimes people like them not to be crunchy. You can steam them for a little bit. I don't personally steam them because I love the crunch. I am adding provolone cheese. We have 12 slices. I actually have 10, and I have 2 slices of Havarti cheese because I'm short on 2. But I place 1 slice of cheese on the bottom of the bell pepper like this. So both sides of the bell pepper are cheesy. So I'm folding that in. And then I am gonna place another one way on top of the filling. So we're just gonna shove in 1 on the bottom. It's gonna be so cheesy, so good. Okay. On top of that slice of cheese, we're gonna fill it up as much as we can with this meat, mushroom, onion mixture. That looks really great. We're gonna repeat it until we run out of bell peppers. And I just like press it in as much as I can because, you know, like it's really hard to get those like little nooks and crannies. Is that an English saying? No, having English as a second language, you learn those sayings and you don't always understand what they mean. I hope they mean what I'm saying they mean. On top of each bell pepper, we're gonna place a slice of cheese. Just cover it up like this. And I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees, and we're gonna just bake this for 25 minutes. Uncovered, just like this. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. Our stuffed Philly cheesesteak peppers are all done. They look so good, so cheesy on top, lightly golden. We're gonna do a taste test, but by the way, if you are looking for a classic version, we have it on our YouTube channel. Just click somewhere here or down there. We have it saved. You can look for it. But I mean, if you want the low carb version, this is a great option for that. Look at that cheese pool.
Is that my fork?
Mm-hmm. You can use that piece right there.
This is good. And I'm a big fan of mushrooms. This is delicious.
So good. I'm gonna keep cutting it. I love the cheesy goodness that you still have some cheese on your fork.
This is my type of dish.
Yeah, and it's guilt-free. Like it's a perfect weeknight meal if you're trying to watch your waistline. Okay, there you go.
That's fine.
This is a big piece.
That's a mouthful.
Okay, I need to cut it again.
Perfect.
We're gonna go enjoy this, and we'll be back again with more recipes.
Easy, crazy, easy recipes. Got it.
Okay, Tim, stop showing off. It's my turn. Look at all that cheese on the inside. The more you cut, the more cheese.
Cool.
I'm destroying this bell pepper.
This is my favorite. It's like beef, fried onions.
Look at that cheese pool.
Cheese.
Cheese is everywhere. Whoa.